Alright, I hope you can hear me well enough. Just gonna pour myself a little tea here. It's actually green tea because I'm gonna do a workout right after this video. And I need a little bit of energy. I'm still kind of under the weather. I came back from a trip, got altitude sickness, then I got actually sick. So I'm recovering, but I really want to continue working out and continue my goal of working out 3 to 4 times a week. But anyways, without getting too much into a tangent, oh my god, it's so good. Welcome. This is my YouTube channel. I'm Fanny Rodriguez, and I'm on a mission to save women's health. A big realization that came to me, just wanting to get clear on like why I want to be a content creator, why I want to share and document my lifestyle. And it really comes from a little bit of pain, some struggle that I've experienced firsthand over the last at least 4 years when it comes to my health as a woman. And just realizing how little support women have in general when it comes to health and wellness, and also realizing the amount of information that we get thrown at that is unreliable, that is not withstanding when it comes to being supported by clinical trials. Because the reality is that years ago, decades ago, one man decided that women's bodies were too complicated to do clinical trials on. And if you don't know what clinical trials are, they're essentially trials that are deemed respectable by the medical community. When they have like etc. And then you can get it peer reviewed and kind of like not, yeah, like validated almost. And those kinds of studies were essentially deemed like useless for women because we have hormones. And so over the last several years, why have I been so into all of this? Well, I've had a hormone imbalance that I've been dealing with, and I guess the pain of having to rewire my thinking on health and how to lose weight, how to eat healthy, but also having a mindset that is not all about like weight loss and macros and just like being obsessive over things that are actually going to move the needle forward and not over things that are simply for needs. Because the superficial needs are nice until they no longer have any value. It's a fleeting reward, and I just feel like as far as nutrition goes, the superficial part of wellness and lifestyle and all of that has way too much of a weight. It's just ridiculous. And for women specifically, because we've been deemed like having clinical trials are useless for us because of our hormones, then what do we base our health and wellness on? Of course, it has to do with the superficial, because there's nothing else that we get taught as far as like how our hormones actually are the way we should dictate a good part of our lives as far as like our wellness and being, which are all on the inside. Has nothing to do with what we look on the outside. Sure, a manifestation of how we live our lives and chronic disease and whatever can manifest into something on the outside. But if we don't know how to even approach something, it's going to be really hard to get any sound results. Anyways, so I know I'm already on a tangent, and it's because of my ADHD, and I promised I would stay on track, but you do what you can. So, yeah, My mission is to save women's health. That sounds ridiculous. Even to me, I question myself on this every single day. But what I've realized is that the only way to make true change and lasting change is by working at something every single day. And the only way I can do that is literally committing to something that is truly passionate to me and that I'm honestly living day to day. You know, like last year I managed to lose 20 pounds. I'm very proud of it. But I also realized that I don't feel like the way that I lost those 20 pounds was enough because I use peptides. I injected myself every single day to lose weight. And while those peptides are deemed safe and everything, I truly just want to rely on my body and my hormones to be able to lose weight. Why is that so hard? And I don't want to do it based on some fad diet like keto and veganism and, intermittent fasting, which I've done all of them and which I absolutely with 100% certainty caused a lot of my hormonal imbalances, because now that I know that those diets were all based on sedentary, obese, either white men, which most clinical trials and information that we deem as nutritional information for all are based on sedentary white men. It has nothing to do with a woman's body. And then keto diet is all based on people with obese sedentary lifestyle, not athletic people that are working out at least 2 to 3 times a week, doing house chores, are moving about, not couch potatoes. So you understand how essentially from a systematic point of view, we essentially have to change our whole thinking and our whole idea behind what is health and wellness and where does it stand? Where do we stand with it? Because the way we've been doing it has led 80% of women to have hormonal imbalances. And it's only getting worse. We're only getting more tired. We're only getting more exhausted. Women that are exhausted and tired and stressed, it doesn't make for a good environment to have a baby. I'm not saying every woman on this earth wants to have a baby or should have a baby. That's not the point. But I can assure you the percentage of women who will be able to have a baby in the coming years has gone down dramatically. And it's literally because of our health and wellness choices. And mindset too. You can't make bad choices if you have a good mindset, I feel. Or maybe you can, because I had a good mindset as far as wanting to lose weight and everything. But the information is flawed. That's really the problem. The information we're given is flawed from the start, and being able to critically understand and gauge whether the information we're receiving is good for you or not is also flawed. Because we deem all these professionals online that we see, influencers and the likes, as people that we should take advice from because it worked for them. And that's the problem as well. Everyone's health and wellness should be individual. Every video that I'll probably share on here now and forever, the disclaimer is that you have to be a scientist of your own body. You have to be your own doctor, essentially. And I'm not saying go out and get a doctorate degree, but you gotta measure, you gotta track, you gotta see how you feel, because you can gain insights. I think insights are amazing, and clinical trials can serve as a basis for insights on how we should approach our health and wellness. But simply taking in information that you hear online and applying it to yourself without critically thinking, is this actually good for me or not? That's your responsibility. That's all of our responsibilities. And I'm here to say that do not care about a lot of the information being said. unless I truly feel and have researched and have seen that the information can apply, I can't ignore it. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I have been a little bit kind of like scared, apprehensive to share about all of this because I don't know. I know that it's very easy nowadays to like get backlash and to start questioning and doubting yourself, but I'm struggling to even have a kid, dude. That's so weird. Like that shouldn't be the case. We're not living in Stone Age times. We're not cavemen and women. It's not normal to be this exhausted. It's not normal to not feel a motivation to take care of yourself, and that your periods are so heavy and painful, and like it's not normal to not have hopes and dreams and go after them and count on yourself to go after them. So I feel like, yes, I have fears over like sharing a lot of this information that I've been learning and applying in my everyday life. But I also feel like if I don't share it, someone else will lose out on like changing their lifestyle and their mentality around how they can approach their wellness as a woman. For me and my journey, I was saying before, I am not someone who's trying to tell you how to live your life. I'm simply showing you a different approach that I've been learning from people that I deem based on my research, based on their research, and their values on how women should approach their wellness and lifestyle. One of the books that is really propelling me in this mission is this book called Roar by Dr. Stacy Sims and Celine Yeager. These are two women who have extensively studied female physiology, and as you can see, I'm loving this book. And what I love is that they're not going around and telling women what you're doing is wrong. They're essentially trying to open us up to a different viewpoint, or maybe open our viewpoint up completely, because we are just so well targeted and we're so adjusted to, okay, whatever this doctor says is right. Okay, these supplements are what will help me get ready to have a baby. Okay, this is the type of workout. Okay, I should be doing fasting and, and keto and whatever because this is what these people have said. But that's a problem because we've all followed some sort of fad diet. We've all followed some sort of, incredible new whatever berry or kale or what. And so, oh my God, this is the longevity secret or whatever. But in reality, we're just going further away from having somewhat of a balanced approach. And I'm not saying balance doesn't exist, but there is, I think, a way to live your life where you don't feel constantly stressed about whether or not something's working. I think that there are things that we can measure, like our cycle. There are things that we can measure based on how we feel, if not every day, then week to week. Because as women, these are the markers that actually they change within our lifetime phases, but they remain always there, if that makes sense. So we may not forever be ovulating, but our hormones are still there, making sure things are working properly. You know what I'm trying to say? And so when I learned that the distinction between men and women, literally the fact that we can bring life into the earth already gives us a right to have a different approach in health and wellness. And the fact that we have not received that is against our human rights as people. Because a man getting medical advice for how to approach his nutrition and his exercise routine and lifestyle in general and life phases, why are we getting the same information as them and deeming it as the anti-aging? It doesn't make sense. And so here's my challenge to you, and here's my mission with every video that I hope to make and share. Start looking at yourself as a woman totally different from men, because you are, and start demanding proper health nutrition advice. This is not a difficult thing. We brought that person into the world and they're trying to give us advice based on a man's lifestyle? No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. You know, this is our time to demand better health care, better nutritional advice, sound advice on clinical trials, which only go back to 5 years. Because this woman right here has been literally a pioneer in all of this. And there's other women just like her that are giving information that is deemed appropriate for women to follow in their everyday life. My challenge is adopting all these new things that I've been doing. It's been taking me a while to get to the point where I am, and I've gained quite a bit of weight, and then I've been able to lose also quite a bit of weight. But this all kind of started because I wanted to get pregnant, and I found out that I have low progesterone. Only about a year ago did I find out that I could do something about that progesterone, apart from going keto and intermittent fasting, because they were looking at my weight as the issue, which had nothing to do with it. I look back on everything that I've done and it's like so much useless crap that had nothing to do with my body. And if I just understood that distinction, I could have deemed it as, no, this is irrational and illogical and it doesn't make sense for me. Give me something that actually will help, and be in line with my hormones and with my cycle. And, okay. I want to end with this. I am doing like a challenge for me to adopt all of these like learnings that I've learned, as well as like what I've also learned myself throughout the years. And I want to show you and document how I do that. And at the same time, I also want to make a promise to myself that to share the challenges as well, because I think it's important that we make distinctions on when we feel our best energy-wise, why is that? And also when we feel our lows, and why is that? And how to understand that distinction. Because a lot of times we get very excited to commit to goals and do these goals and whatever, but we lose sight of what's truly important, which is overall well-being and sustainable longevity. If you just grind and you lose sight of your energy, or you lose sight of your period being too heavy or not having enough of a period, that greatly affects the overall result. And let's say you're sitting on the couch for way too long, or not waking up in a consistent time and staying in bed for too long. Why is that? And thinking critically about certain things that we experience in our day-to-day life, to have a different approach on how to take better care of ourselves. And I think that is really what's going to help me help you, and keeping that promise to just be as authentic and show up as me where I am right now. And I'm grateful that I can share with you insights and document whatever it is to help myself in my journey and hopefully help you in your journey and not lose hope and be excited to be a woman, worries, but not feel like it's so fucking hard all the time. It's hard, but it shouldn't be hard all the time. Um, Talking and getting to know you. I'm sorry this is like so long-winded, but this is how I am. Organized, but until then, bye!